start at the beginning and talk about when you got into veganism, what year it was, and then why you got into it, and then what happened. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
My name is Amanda, and I'm from Sweden, 24 years old, and I was first pescatarian 2012, and then I get into strict vegan 2006. 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really like um, inspired the yoga. How can you say the yoga culture,
Mm-hmm.
and because there was like I was really into it, the spiritual aspect, and they they pushed the veganism on me because they said that it was the only way. But not only that, I there was two reasons why I get into veganism. The one was with the yoga, and the other one was that I struggle with. I had like gases and constipation all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know why I had it. And at the first, um, at that time, we went to first the hospital, and I get a lot of treatment for that, and nothing helps because I was very like independent of the stuff, to get me regular and not gassy. As, but yeah, I was really suffering from this. It's really horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And how yeah, and then suddenly I read about the fiber. No, I was there was someone who suggested me that I should eat a lot of fiber and green stuff, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's how I actually also came into veganism, because I was thinking, okay, it's gonna heal my gut in that way. So at the first, uh, it actually helped. Was quite interesting at the beginning, but it's not like I recovered from it. It just like I don't know what, but it's kind of I was. Um, it helped in a way that I got more like diarrhea, like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like good, yeah. So I wasn't completely healed from it. Yeah, so I also feel better because at the time I had actually a pretty good, because I grew up in a family that was really like health conscious, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
My mother never like wanted us to eat sugar and a lot of carbs and stuff like that. It was most like traditional Swedish um, food, like potatoes and pork and yeah, fish and stuff like that. So I was I had like a pretty good health, but I also struggle a lot with confidence like all my life. So yeah, so that was also a factor. Yeah, but I went to I get to this veganism because I thought, oh, maybe it's gonna heal my gut now, because I read a lot of the fiber and how good it is, and you have to like eat it to be like regular. And also that I was always thinking that this is like enlightenment and this yoga because I was really into it. So this is the best diet, and I'm gonna like be spiritual develop, very developed, and yeah. So I was yeah. So that was, I think, first the time at the first time I felt like, my issues got away a little bit, so I wasn't like really like suffering so much. I still like could live my life. But the second year it was horrible, because what happened actually is that I I get a lot of mental issues and emotional issues. So I started be very, very depressed, and I didn't know why. I also, it was also, because I said that my gut issues didn't heal completely. So the only reason, the only reason that I could like be regular actually was from the fruits, because I should, I always needed to have fruit in my diet to like be, because I was so bloated all the time when I was eating a lot of grains and legumes. That was the worst. But I read that I have to, in order to get the proteins, and from, I was very like health conscious, so I soak the beans, and I do like a lot of things to get rid of the anti-nutrients. But the fruit was actually my saver in that diet, because without the fruit I was bloating all the time. I couldn't like. But and also I had this illusion in my mind all the time. It was so that I had to like be on this diet because of the spiritual and because of the health, and if I'm gonna eat animal products I'm gonna be sick, and it was kind of like a voice all the time that keeps saying that no, you can't eat this and you can't eat this. And I was hungry all the time, but I was like telling myself, no, I can't eat this, So I was like denying from my truth. It was, oh my God, yeah. And I was hungry all the time. I eat a lot of fruits because I couldn't survive this without the fruit, because the fruit was actually the tastiest thing, and also they helped me like to be regular. So regular, yeah. And so there was a time that I got like really deep depression, and I didn't know why. So I was trying to like figure out and Google it, and go to psychologist, and I was like, I wasn't alive, because I had this all emotion all the time inside me. It was kind of like illusion. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like I feel like very have low self-esteem like all the time, So maybe if I'm doing something productive, like, or I was going play something like, for example, tennis or something. So I was like, always in my mind, it was telling me that, oh, you suck, you're so, I had this emotion. And yeah, and I struggled, with everything. I couldn't like do anything. It was, I don't know, I had so low self-esteem. I had when I was in school, for example, I couldn't concentrate. my short-term memory just, for example, if I had keys in my hand and I suddenly forgot that I had keys in my hand, it was, I mean, so it gets so far, and yeah, and I didn't relate that it was the diet that do that to me.
Mm.
So yes, I was keeping with this diet, and I think I was eating healthy, and I read a lot of studies, and I really believed in that diet. It really disappointed me. But yeah, so the worst part was actually when the fear comes. So in some point of my life, after, for example, I think it was, yeah, I mean in the end, not in the beginning of my vegan, diet, but the end. Yeah. So so I had a lot of like fears inside me. Like I was like sensitive to all things, like all foods, and I have a lot of fears, and I started like and also like be very, very stressful in situations. I had really difficult time to handle stressful situations. Yeah, so I started to like cry from nowhere, and like cry, and had a lot of, I was very like irritating a lot, and struggle with memory, like I said, concentration, and yeah. So at that time also I had a boyfriend actually who wasn't vegetarian or vegan, and yeah, he was in my class, and he always like get the grade, pass everything, and I couldn't. And he was like, and I trying to like force him to be vegan. That's the funny thing. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna be vegan, and I was like, why? It's the best diet, and you should try it, and you're gonna be so healthy. And he was like, you know what? If if the vegan diet is the best diet, why you can't even pass this? He was like, I mean, it was mean, but still, yeah, I mean, it's true, right? I couldn't. And I was like, no, it's not about the diet. And for example, I said, yeah, but I'm just depressed, and that's why I don't want to go to school, and I didn't do homework and stuff like that. And he was like, no, really, you should think about it. Because, I mean, he was, I remember you that you could like, how do you say, calculate?
Yeah.
Because I was really good at math. And he said, yeah, you could do this before, like vegetarian or something. Yeah, you could do this, and now you can't even pass your favorite subject, And I said to him, no, first I was thinking, oh, you're just dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. But suddenly I don't know, there was like, I had like kind of intuition, or kind of some kind of towards the animal foods to eat, but still was my fear was dominating, so I didn't try it. But I got cravings a lot for chicken. No, first I got cravings for eggs, because I was thinking, okay, I will not die if I eat one egg, I was thinking like that. So yeah, then I tried the egg, and I was actually feeling much better when it's because I ended the veganism in the Mars this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's why all my cravings just suddenly came, and yeah, I had like I had cravings for a lot of chicken because I remember I actually loved chicken really much when I was young, so I eat it a lot. So it's when I saw people had like chicken, and I was like, oh, I want to eat it, but my mind is keeping, you can't eat it because you're gonna be unhealthy and stuff like that. Yeah, so I first tried with the egg, and I feel actually much better, but it didn't like remove like all those fears and the depression completely. So it wasn't actually that I started to eat chicken that everything just like disappeared.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like have chicken into my diet because maybe it's gonna help me through the school because it actually did. I couldn't like pass anything. It was ridiculous. I couldn't like pass anything without the chicken. Uh, yeah, so I keep eating chicken, and then I was into a little bit paleo because I was like, no, I don't want to be restrictive and just only eat chicken, So I want to like still eat. But I noticed that I started to get a lot of sensitive to those, leafy greens and vegetables, and it was like I eat those things, for example, and then I couldn't like think until I eat the chicken. So the chicken was the savior all the time, for my
Mm.
yeah. So that was that. Um, and now no, yes, and yeah, I also got a lot of sensitive to fruits because fruits actually do trigger a lot of stress and yeah, very emotional when it's mental, and so I'm trying to like I'm not eating it,
Hmm.
and I actually I could today I cannot like eat no greens, no nothing, because I know those they trigger. Even today I drink like coconut. I can't. It's triggering me like
Hmm.
mentally, but the problem is that I have been now into the carnivorous diet, but the problem with the carnivore diet is that I'm not hydrating enough, and I tried to drink water, but it didn't help. So,
Yeah.
and I can't like eat vegetables and fruits because I'm sensitive to those things. I mean, I can eat fruit, but I also get like a lot of negative effects from it. So
What about raw milk?
it's illegal. Here in Sweden, you can't
I
find
know
it.
somebody who gets it in Trollhättan. You know that city? Or I don't know how to pronounce it. Trollhättan?
Trollhättan?
Isn't it that? More in the north, where Gothenburg is, but even more in the north.
But it is almost impossible. I mean, it's illegal. It's not legal. You because of the bacteria and
Yeah, but he gets it, and he can even get blood there. So
really
yeah. Hmm.
lucky him.
I guess maybe you should ask at some farms. But that's
Yeah.
definitely the way to hydrate.
Yeah, I struggle really with hydration, so
Hmm.
that's the worst part actually. But I'm fine, and I really like it, and all my mental issues just get away from it. And
Yeah, okay. Did you also get into supplements as a vegan? B12 or something?
Yeah, I supplement with because I want to be natural, you know. So I try to not supplement very much, but I get like nutrition yeast
Mm-hmm.
supplement with that B12 and also vitamin D and what more? Vitamin D and iodine, I think also.
Mm. Okay.
Iodine is quite hard to yeah,
Mm.
get.
Did you have any vegan friends there in Sweden? Any contacts?
No, I was
Okay.
the only vegan one.
Oh, okay.
I tried to put every my friend into veganism.
Yeah, okay.
Typical, yeah.
Yeah. Did it work with anybody or did nobody go vegan?
My sister it worked, but no, my friends no.
Okay. Did she also quit now?
No,
No, she didn't. Oh.
no,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know how to like tell her because I think she did it because I did it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be like hard now to say, yeah, but you're gonna you can like face many health problems and yeah,
Is she younger than you?
yeah.
How young?
She's 20.
Okay. At least
Yeah.
she's not in her teens. That would be worse.
Yeah,
Because.
she didn't like um, have no health problems now, but
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't very long vegan either. So
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah. I mean, the problem with veganism is also all the carbs, you know, because carbs is actually what fuck the brain. I mean, you get tired from it and it's very emotional and all the, all the mental, even if you're omnivore and if you have like a lot of carbs, it still like doesn't actually matter because many of those even who is omnivore people, they have a lot of mental and emotional issues also. So it's not, veganism is worse, of course, but you know, if you still are on very high carb, no matter if you eat meat or not, then it's still I can take over. Like
Mm.
that's my experience with it. So even if I try to like be omnivorous again, like I was when I was little, I can't now. It's
Yeah.
it's almost impossible.
Mm. What do you think about veganism? What is it about exactly? Where does it come from? And where is it heading? What's the future?
Uh, uh, the I don't know exactly where it's come from because it's very interesting. I'm myself very like scientific, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot and you know the antioxidants, how good they are and stuff like that. So it's kind of very I think it's confusing people also where it's come from actually. But of course, it is kind of propaganda from somewhere, I don't know where. But it's confusing. It's very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because we don't know, and we just yeah, we just born here and then eat like everything that other just follow the stream, and we don't know actually what's behind it and who is controlling us
Mm.
stuff. But it's extremely confusing with it. But now that have read biology, we don't have actually so many enzymes to break down plant foods. We just maybe have one, like amylase, I thought.
Yeah, I realize. Yeah.
Yeah, the carb enzyme. Yeah, but we don't. So it's telling like everything.
And what do you think is the future of it, of veganism?
I think many people is gonna go into it, and they're gonna fail, of course, because it's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah, I mean, life is always trying to. Uh, I mean, if you do a mistake, then you always gonna find a way out from it. So even if people going into veganism today, they're always gonna find the truth that is not
Mm.
a good diet.
Yeah.
I mean, hardly I never seen someone who can be on this diet like health completely. And I never even seen an omnivore today who's healthy. Actually, there are not many people who are healthy today. They just don't admit it. That's the point.
Mm.
You can see it, like, why is everyone on coffee today? I mean, just ask the why.
Good point. Yeah.
Uh,
Is there anything special you would like to say to any vegans, if any are watching? Something you learned, some experience, just any message?
there is a lot of emotional issues that you have. It actually can be caused by carbohydrates because carbohydrate trigger they can get you very emotional imbalance and trigger stress in the body, and yeah,
Mm.
the body doesn't want carbs, and actually not in a very high amounts. So
Mm.
and plants, they are made of carbs, so you can't be vegan without eating carbs.
Okay. Did you also believe that killing animals is wrong? Were you into the morals and all of that?
No,
No?
no, I was no, I didn't care about that. Of course, I felt sorry for the animals, how they are treated today,
Mm.
because also, it's toxic food if they treat it bad, and antibiotics and stuff like that. So you don't want to like eat that.
Mm.
But yeah, so it was only
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Then it's easier to get out of it. For a lot of people, that's why they stay, because they can't get over it. Mm.
It's my sister also. She can't like get over it because she feels so sorry for the animals.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anything else you would like to add?
uh,
To sum it up, you quit because of the severe digestive problems and the mental issues, right?
I also like I said, I wasn't completely healed from the digestive issues,
Mm.
and I still have a little bit digestive issues because I'm sometimes still on those fruits because I feel like I'm kind of dependent on them some way, even if I don't really want to eat anything. I try the coconut also. So, but yeah, I'm trying to heal myself, and I see very quickly that if I don't eat any like plant food for the day, it's actually I don't have like anything, no bloating, nothing. It's completely gone, and yeah, and all this thing that you read about fiber, and
Mm-hmm.
it's completely a myth. It's not true.
Yeah.
And people don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I have problem with hydration. I get very, but also maybe because I eat cooked food also. I it can also be that, but I'm not sure.
Yes, it's definitely that, because raw food is mostly water, so it helps a lot. Even if you eat raw meat, it helps quite a lot.
Yeah, I tried to eat raw meat. I had like tried now 3 days to eat raw meat, but I'm still a little bit, the taste. cooked food. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. Tack.